available in terms of API, and we will be focusing on how will you analyze the moderation related to text content, as well as how to analyze the moderation related to image content. And finally, we'll perform the monitoring aspect both for the text content as well as the image content. So with that, we will begin. The Azure AI Content Safety, it is a artificial intelligence service where you have a provision to detect both harmful as well as AI generated content. This service is possible to integrate in your Azure OpenAI services as well as in the machine learning prompt to flow services. These are the additional services where you do provision your user generated content detection as well as the AI generated content detection, which are harmful. So those two types of content it is possible to detect if you start integrating your existing application either to Azure OpenAI service, which is your part of your generative AI service in Microsoft Azure platform, as well as the machine learning prompt to flow services, it is possible to integrate your Azure AI content safety. So when it comes to the content safety, where we have the two major products are the two major APIs available as part of the general available mode. One we name it as text detection API. The second one we name it as image detection API. When it comes to text detection API, what type of content or what type of talking about the severity levels, if you notice severity level, we have four content classifications. One is violence, self-harm, sexual hate, and this is a severity score on a range of 0 stands for safe severity, 2 stands for low severity, 4 stands for medium severity, and 6 stands for high severity. This is your content severity levels, which are available as part of your Microsoft Azure Content Safety as concern. Let me show you the Content Safety Studio, which is available in your Azure portal. So under Azure portal, as part of today's discussion, we will be focusing on how to moderate your text content, how we'll be moderating the image content. So these two options are available as a general available option. If you notice, moderate multi-model content, it is still in the private preview. If still your application or organization wants to use it, requires you to sign up on your Microsoft Forms, and this particular option will be enabled for your respective tenant. And finally, we will be doing how to monitor your online activity related to a text content, related to an image content that we are going to discuss as part of this discussion. So with this, the Content Safety Studio, when it comes to the region, so it is a region restriction as of now. If you notice the region East US as well as West Europe, and this will continually evolving your region availability once the services are pretty much matured. Let's move on to the Azure portal. I hope my Azure portal is visible. Thumbs up. You guys able to see my Azure portal? I believe so. All right. So this is your Microsoft Azure portal. The primary request, if you want your Microsoft Azure portal, what you're supposed to do. Microsoft is providing $200 USD credits where you can sign up for 1 month's of free trial subscription. Once your free trial subscription ends, you will be migrating your free trial subscription into the pay as you go subscription. So you take your free trial subscription. If you are a student, you can use your college or a university email ID, log in with that, and try to upload your college identity card for your respective year. Then Microsoft will provide you the access for all the college students. It is free. Those who are not from the colleges, you are from the other background. So $200 USD subscription is free. You can try to utilize that. You have to search the option USD $200 Azure. Then accordingly, you can open your account and you can make use of this services. So this is our Microsoft Azure portal. So what are the service we are going to do it for today is the content safety. So I'm looking for the service called as content safety now. On the panel, just click this. I'm going to click this. The very first option, whenever you start creating any content safety services, it is required, you require one for most thing is subscription. After you taken a subscription, the next option is called as a resource group. The resource group is nothing but it is a top level container where all the Azure resources are placed. So what is the Azure resource are we going to create is content safety Azure resource we are going to create. So for this content safety Azure resources, if you notice that we will be creating a resource group. So I'm creating a resource called as dev.rg, and in which region you are supposed to deploy this resource group. I'm going to deploy it in the East US or which region you require. Just a second. The region was not yet reflected. I'm refreshing it. Let it come for some time. Meanwhile, any questions? Any questions on the chat? Questions? Hmm. I think Swapnil has raised a hand. Any what question here? Hello, Swapnil, you have raised your hand. So first we will be choosing the subscription. Then we have to create the resource group. I'm creating a resource group called as dev.rg. You can give any name. Resource group, nothing but it is a container where all the Azure resources are placed. What is the Azure resource are we creating now is content safety. And the next one is called as the region. So in which region are we going to deploy the content safeties? East to US region, I'm going to deploy it. Then we need to provide some name. So I'm providing tech test. Then we need to choose a pricing tier, whether you want a free pricing tier or a standard pricing tier. So free pricing tier in the sense limited capability. It is not a full-fledged capability. So it is always recommended to go with your standard tier. After it is done, next, next, next. You have to hit the button review plus create. So after the validation is successfully completed, you can hit the create button. I'm hitting the create button now. And you can notice in the right side, the deployment started initializing. So in a minute or two, this deployment will become a submeeting, and afterwards the deployment will get successful. We'll wait. Till the time, any questions? I can figure out the prompt injection attack. Yes, it is a prompt injection attack. So we have a content safety solution is called as the prompt shield, where you'll able to prevent your prompt injection attack. Now you can see the deployment is in progress. So once the deployment is done, we can redirect to the content safety studio. Now you can see the deployment is completed. So after the deployment is completed, just go to the resource. You can see the resources. So how many resources are available in the content safety? You can see the resources. I'm just clicking this. And you can see there is an option called as Content Safety Studio. Once you click this, it will redirect to the Content Safety Studio. So this is a Content Safety Studio. In the Content Safety Studio, you can notice there are two options available. One is called as moderate text content, moderate image content, moderate multi-modal content. When it comes to the moderate multi-modal content, it is not yet available. What you are supposed to do, you just sign up this option. The moment you sign up, there will be one Microsoft form will appear, and you start providing your justification. Why do you want to use this multi-modal services? Once you provide the justification, this particular service Microsoft will enable for your respective tenant. So we will be focusing on moderating the text content. I'm clicking this particular option. So there are two options available. You can see it. One is called as running a simple test, and you're going to run a bulk test. Okay. So these are different types of options we are going to explore it. Safe content, violent content with misspelling, multiple risk categories in one sentence, multiple languages in one sentences. And cutting them into cubes or edges are the great ways to practice your knife skill. Okay. If this is a prompt, and if you notice this prompt, whether this particular judgment has been accepted or the judgment has been blocked. If you notice that chopping tomatoes, cutting them into is nothing but a great ways to practice your knife skill. When it comes to this practicing your knife skill, this type of domain it says that your content is a safe content. Then hit this run test. The moment you hit the run test, you can see the content has been allowed at, which means that the judgment has been passed. All the judgment related to hate category, allowed at, allowed at, allowed at. All your categories are allowed at, and all your severity levels indicates that it is a safe severity. Okay. So let's move on to the next example, which talks about a violent content with some misspelling. The dog was given an estancia injection due to severe leg bleeding, that is spelling mistake. And if you execute this particular test, it will say this content has been blocked due to violence category, which means for the violence category alone, your judgment has been blocked. For the rest of the categories, the judgment has been allowed. So all these are nothing but prompts. These are nothing but a prompt. So the major urge you should learn in the content safety or even in the generative AI one is you have to learn about the prompt engineering. How will you prompt or how to craft an effective prompt? The third one, which is multiple risk category in one sentence. So look at the prompt here. A 51-year-old man was found dead in his car. There were blood stains on the dashboard and the windscreen. At autopsy, a deep oblique long incisive injury was found on the front of the neck. It turns out that he died by suicide. Quick question. Uh, you need to tell me whether this particular prompt has been accepted or it has been rejected. Give me that your reaction star, whether it has been allowed or it has been blocked. Whether this particular one. Start typing your response on the chat, or else you can provide me on the reactions tab as well. Okay, most of them says blocked. Answer is right. May know why it has been blocked? Yes, correct. Vasha has mentioned because of violence and because of self-harm, this has been blocked. The above content has been blocked and it was rejected by the filter self-harm and the violence. See the judgment? Violence that has been blocked and it is the self-harm has been blocked. As I mentioned earlier, the content safety supports multiple languages in one sentence as well. In that case, painfully twist his arm and then punch him in the face, and there is a French statement available. And if you notice from the above first end of the sentences, they mention punch him in the face, which is a violence category. If you execute this test, the it has been content has been blocked and it has been rejected by the filter called as violence category filter. So as of now, all these prompts are simple test. It's not a file. It's not a CSV file, or it is not any other files where we ever say that content has been allowed or the content has been blocked. Is there any way to execute such type of huge file or a bulk file? Yes, we have an option called as run a bulk test. The moment if you notice run a bulk test, you have a provision to upload a CSV document or upload any type of file. So here if you observe a data set with a safe content. Yeah. So I have these many number of prompts available. And in order to identify whether the prompt has been a safe prompt or an unsafe prompt, we have a label called it as label was one of the column which indicates 0 indicates it is a safe prompt. So all these labels are now it is a safe prompt. Now in this case, it will give you the allowed percentage instead of allowed status. We execute this particular test, executing it. You can see the result as allowed as this much percentage and there is no blocked content percentage because we are running as a CSV file. In a similar aspect, there is a data set with a multiple risk category where we have two important label columns. One indicates the content is unsafe and 0 indicates the content is a safe content. In this case, what does it mean? You will be getting the allowed number of percentage as well as you will be getting blocked number of percentage. Both the status you will be getting when you execute these type of bulk test. Look at the result and the view result sections. It will take a minute because it's a file. 77% of content says it has been allowed and 23% of content it says it has been blocked. And also you can see there are other metrics as also available like a precision, recall, F1 score. Why this precision, recall, F1 score is available now? Whenever we have a blocked content, this will automatically start calculating. You don't have any blocked content, the precision, recall, F1 score will become 0. Same meaning, the data set with the multiple languages. It's not only the English language, we have the Chinese language, Japanese language, other languages are also available. And some of the content, one indicates it is unsafe content, another content 0 indicates it's a safe content. Start executing this particular test and you can see the result. Again, you'll be noticed in the view result section, allowed percentage will be available as well as your blocked percentage is also available. Meanwhile, any questions? So allowed percentage is 96%, blocked percentage is 4%. Let me check any questions on the chat. Okay. So as of now, we have done what type of content in the sense we have done the text moderation content. So as a developer or as an administrator, what you are supposed to do? How will you monitor such type of content? There is an option named as monitor online activity. Click this option. And if you notice that, you can change your respective API type. So what type of content are we going to moderate is analyze text content. So I'm using the API type as text content. For how many days you want to monitor your text content moderation, whether you want 24 hours or 7 days, 30 days, 90 days, or a custom number of days, you can choose your respective option. And in this dashboard, it shows API request traffic. So for the past 7 days, what was the request traffic? How much of text content request it has been taken, and the respective latency response in terms of millisecond. For the past 7 days, what was the response latency in terms of millisecond for your text content moderation? And there are several distributions available. The severity distribution by category, how much percentage of content is a safe content, violence content, hate content, as well as self-harm content. These are the four types of severity distribution related to your AI detection. And also you can notice the rejection rate per category for the past 7 days. You can notice that from last 7 days, how much of rejection rate was possible for all these categories: violence, hate, sexual, and self-harm. And the respective distribution is also, you can notice violence severity rate distribution for the past 7 days, it has been captured, and hate severity rate distribution has been captured, your sexual severity distribution has been captured, as well as self-harm also captured. And also, since it is a text content moderation, there will be number of some of the words which has been blocked that will be available in the block list detection as well. And any unethical words are there, you can also notice the top 10 blocker terms for the past 7 days. So for the past 7 days, there is no blocker terms. So that's what it says, no data yet. So this is related to your monitoring your online activity. Same manner, we are going to moderate the image content. So you can see here all the images according to the Microsoft Azure responsible AI policy says that it is blur by default, because the content may be safe, content may not be safe. It could be user generated content or it could be AI generated content. But for all the images, you have an image caption available. So this is an image, and you can see the image caption, an image of two children holding hands and smiling at sunset. This was the image caption. If I execute this particular test, it will say the content of this particular image, whether it has been allowed or whether it has been detected. So as of now, if you can see here, the judgment has been allowed. There is no unsafe image. These are user generated images, and you can see there is an image where is AI generated image. For this AI generated image, an image generated by the AI model containing subtitle adult content. If I execute this particular test, it will simply says the content has been rejected because of the violence, because of the sexual category available for this particular content. So all your content classification related to user generated content, related to your AI generated content, that will be available as part of your image content moderation has concern. And also you can see this particular image has been blurred as part of the privacy policy of Microsoft Azure Responsible AI. So this content has been rejected since it is having a sexual category. So this type of content, we name it as a simple test. If you want to pass as a bulk test in terms of a CSV file and all, you can use this particular, you can upload your images to your CSV file. So this is a data set which is having a safe content. And you want to know each and every image, just click this image and you can see the labels. The label indicates 0, which means it is safe content. So we have these many images. All the images is having your option, call it as the image caption and the label. So 0 indicates it is a safe image. So you will be getting allowed percentage since it is a safe. And when it comes to the blocked percentage number only, this values will become like precision, meaning is how much of content has been harmful, then precision value will come. How much of content has been labeled as 1, your recall will be appeared. F1 is nothing but the precision divided by your recall. So as of now, NaN stands for not a number and blocked content is 0. Let's see the label with indicates 1. When the label is 1, automatically you can see the matrices. Some of the label indicates 1, which is unsafe content, 0 means safe content. I just executed it. Let's see. Any questions, guys? Any questions? Hmm. So we can see that allowed percentage is 89.5, blocked percentage is 10.5, and also the other matrices numbers has been calculated. So this is nothing but your bulk test related to the image content. Let's go for the monitoring online activity. So in this case, what I'll be doing is I'll be changing the API type is analyze image. When you change the API type as analyze image, for the past 7 days, what is your API request to traffic for your image content? Similarly, for the past 7 days, what was your response latency in terms of milliseconds? And all your severity distribution by category, how much for the past 7 days, and the respective dashboard will appear. So this is related to your monitoring your analyze image content. So where and all you can use your content safety. So when it comes to the content safety use cases, online marketplaces, when I say online marketplaces, it could be a product, if you want to moderate any product backlog or product catalogs categories, you can use your online marketplaces for content safety. For gaming, in order to moderate your chat rooms or else gaming artifacts, you can moderate the content safety. Related to social media text, it could be a text messages or it could be images or a video, any type of harmful content is there, you can moderate it. And related to education, unwanted or else unwanted content related to your images, text, audio, video, those type of content we have to moderate it when it comes for the content safety use cases. And the pricing aspect you should know. I'll show the pricing aspect as well. So how to see the pricing aspect is Content Safety Studio pricing. I'll show that. So as of now, I'm using East US as a region availability. You can choose your respective region. I'm choosing East US region, and you can see for pre-pricing tier, the text was 5,000 text records per month. It is free. And for images is 5,000 images per month is free. When it comes to standard tier, it is $0.75 per thousand text records. Images $1.5 per thousand images. So this is for which region in a sense? This is for your East US region. If you change the region, for example, what was the another region I mentioned on the slide? West Europe. Let's see for West Europe. West Europe, yeah. West Europe, and this should be pound, euro. Okay. You can see this. This as pricing will be changed accordingly to the region. It is 0.7.1 euros and 1.41 euros for the images. So based upon the region, your pricing will vary. This is one. So that's it. We'll come to the end of the session. Any questions? I will take it up now. What are the best practices for deploying AI models in production on Azure? So best practices, we have an evaluation matrices are available. You can go with the evaluation matrices like groundedness deduction, coherence score, which are available in the model catalog as well as prompt catalog in the Azure AI Studio. You can check out that one. Can we try out the photos in your gallery? Yes, you can upload your photos from the gallery. You can try out. So $200 credits is for only 1 month, not for entire year. Within $200 subscription, whichever possible, you can practice it. And you can scan my QR code, any other things. Thank you so much, Sura. Thanks for everyone for joining in.